In this tutorial, we're going to cover spreadsheets. Spreadsheets are used to input data and run calculations on that data, and sometimes provide visualizations of that data in chart form. We're going to use Excel in this tutorial to demonstrate spreadsheets. We're going to use the Office 365 version of Excel, and we're going to click on New Blank Workbook. Now you can use the online version or the desktop version, exactly the same thing applies and the same usage works. And when we open any Office document, such as Word, PowerPoint or Excel, we always click on the title and name it straight away, so we can organize our files. So we've got some similar tools that you're used to, the ribbon at the top, and then some different things because we're in Excel. So first off, you need to know the interface that you're using, the body of it. So these are worksheets, and each one of these things I'm clicking now are called columns, and each one of these are called rows. Each individual rectangle is called a cell, and that's where the data goes. So either words or numbers or formulas, which we're going to get onto in a second. So we're going to create some dummy data, and then you're going to actually do this for real in your classroom by surveying the classroom and then entering real data and generating a visualization, a chart visualization of that data. So what this is going to be about is hair color in the classroom of male and female. So we're going to have blonde hair, brown hair, and black hair. And we're going to separate these into male and female. So I'm just going to make up some numbers here. You're going to actually do it for real. Okay, so we've entered the data, and now we're going to do some calculations. So I'm just going to select these two cells, and in the right hand corner here we have this button called Autosum. So I'll just click Autosum, and what that's done is it has automatically summed each column, so from here to here, and it's entered the number, the final number here. However, it's not a number. Well, it is a number, but it's not just a number, it's actually a formula. So I've just clicked on this cell here, which is B5, and this formula bar up here shows me what this is doing. So it's got this function called sum, and then it has open parentheses B2 colon B4. What that means is it's a sum function, and it's adding from B2 to B4, and that's what the colon does. It just goes everything in between. So you can see there, sum, open parentheses, B2, colon, to B4. And the same's happened here, but this one is C2 to C4. Now I'm going to do that again, and I'm going to sum both of these totals to get the overall total of the classroom, how many students there are in the classroom. So again, I've just put my cursor on a cell, which is D5, and I click Auto Sum, and this time it's partially created it. It just wants to check, are these the two I want to sum? And yes, it is. I want to sum from B5 to C5, and hit enter on my keyboard, and that's the number 25. So that would be 25 students in the classroom. Now, if I change any of these numbers, the total will update in real time. So maybe there was a couple of late students. I change this to 5, hit return, and you'll see that these numbers change. This went to 12, and then the total went to 27. Now, sum is just one function. There are many other functions. I'm just going to demonstrate one now. So I'm just going to put my cursor in any particular cell, and I'm going to start typing. I'm not going to use the auto sum button this time. I'm just going to start typing a formula, and every formula starts with equals. And this time I'm going to create an average. Not that it makes a whole lot of sense, but it's just an example. So I've typed average, and it's showing me all the different types of average functions I can use. I'm just going to use the normal one, and so I type equals function, equals average, open parentheses, and then I'm going to instead of just typing numbers, what I can do to save time is I can drag the cells that I want to include in this formula, and then I just close parentheses. So it fills it in for me, press enter, and the average of 4, 7, and 4 is 5. And again, if I change any of these numbers, this will update in real time. There we go. If I change that to 8, it becomes 5.3 recurring. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of that now. And now we're going to look at visualization. So I'm going to create a graph or a chart from this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click the top left-hand corner cell, and then I'm going to go to the Insert tab at the top there. So I get the Insert ribbon come up. I'm just going to insert a simple column graph. So just click on that. And what that's done is it's taken all the data from my worksheet and it's placed it in this graph here. So I've got blonde, brown, and black. Now, the trouble is I've got this here as well, and that doesn't actually make any sense. There's no real point of having that. While it's handy to have some totals here in this chart, I actually just want to see, what's the highest number here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this graph, and this time instead of just having the cursor up here, which basically says look at the whole worksheet, I'm going to drag, and I'm going to just, this is the data I want to demonstrate, I want to show in the graph. So I click on Insert again, column, and this time it just picks up the data I'd highlighted. So we've got blonde, brown hair, and black hair, and it's the comparison between male and female. And so you can see clearly that male brown hair is the most common hair in the classroom. So once you've created the graph, you have the options in the chart. You can change the graph into a different type, maybe a pie, but you can also change things such as data labels, and so if you click on that, it'll just have the numbers. So you've got some various options there. Okay, so that's the end of the tutorial. You're now going to do this one for real in your classroom.